okay.
You were asking who we should talk to.
You know, how do you identify who to talk to? How do you know?
Okay, so sometimes you find that some people come into your life at a time.
Okay.
And you don't know why, but they just seem to be in your life. At that point, that could be the person that you need to speak to about that challenge. That might be why God has placed the person there. In my case, that was the situation. I mean, I didn't know this person from anywhere. He was, someone introduced us, and then he suddenly became my mentor. I mean, I hadn't known him a long time, but all of a sudden, he was who God used to address that particular turmoil in my life.
Okay.
It could be a friend. It could be some family member.
Yes.
It could be a professional. It could be someone in church. It could be your pastor.
Yes.
I don't know. There are many people that you can talk to.
Yeah.
But find somebody, number one, who has empathy.
Yes.
Number two, who has some understanding of the area that you're talking about. If
about.
the challenge is around your health, find someone who probably has some health background.
Okay.
If the challenge is around your career, find someone you think has had a fairly successful career.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Find someone with a brain that you can tap. Don't find someone who is in a worse situation than you.
Okay.
Because they will not give you you see, the quality of advice you get cannot be greater than the person's level of experience and reasoning. You understand? So, for instance, if your challenge is around building a business, look for a successful entrepreneur. Don't look for someone who's struggling worse than you. Because they're never going to give you any advice that's better
you have a
than
problem with your
yes,
marriage.
exactly.
Somebody who's married
Who's
and
married
you
and
really
who's-
like the type of
Of
marriage they have.
Even
so that
if you
the
don't know,
cancer-
but what you can see from outside.
outside.
So you can, everybody that is married, I tell you, has some challenge on
Yeah,
their own.
that's true.
So,
That's
but
true.
you know, whatever it is you see on the outside that you like, maybe
Then you
ask,
would ask.
you know,
So that-
ask people that you feel have integrity.
Okay.
And that would help you navigate the challenges that you have.
The important thing is to find somebody who can help you navigate through the
that.
challenges.
Yeah.
But people say sometimes that, maybe when they've talked to people, so how do you address that? And then
The person goes and tells
and
you.
tells
become-
the whole
you
world.
become-
You become the topic of discussion. So how does someone not fall into the trap?
So
into the trap of
that again is a function of who you've chosen.
Who
to
you've
speak
chosen,
to.
yes.
You know,
I think it's
everything-
actually childish and irresponsible for somebody to
irresponsible
come to you and talk about their issues and you go talk about them somewhere. It's actually very childish and irresponsible.
So-
but people need to know that you don't talk about people's problems if they've come to you genuinely seeking help. So you're
So
there
how do we
to provide.
encourage somebody who's had a bad experience with talking? Because you find out with suicide, sometimes I think people might have actually tried to talk to someone.
Okay.
And maybe they were put down or told it wasn't significant enough, and then they end up.
Lola, it's part of the life
It
happens.
is a life process.
So you may have chosen a wrong person to talk to, but that does not mean, or that shouldn't stop you from still talking to people. Is to ask for guidance that the next person you're going to pick is going to be the right person.
Absolutely.
So you don't give up on life. You don't give up on things, because you've had experiences. Your experiences also help you to do things better
to do it.
the next time. So
You know,
it
it's
shouldn't
also
stop
important
you.
to ask God for guidance.
Guidance,
rather than
always,
just
always.
ask for a feeling in your spirit that this is the right person.
A
to talk to.
conviction.
A
So you get a
know?
conviction
Yeah,
about
it's important
who to talk
because
to.
in everything that we do, if we don't ask for direction from that little voice inside
Holy
of us,
Spirit.
that Holy Spirit that is there, you will make a lot of wrong turns.
Yes.
And it can take you a much longer journey
Yes,
to get
yes.
to where you're
Because
Yes.
you can get the wrong
Yes.
advice as
Yes.
well.
Yes, you can
Yes.
get the wrong advice, and if you're speaking to the wrong person, and sometimes you might actually be speaking to the right person and get the wrong advice. But that's because there's a certain way that God wants to lead you through that problem, and it's important that you go through that process and not circumvent it.
That's
Because the way I see it, there's nothing that happens to you. It's not God.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows where you're headed. He knows the end of this matter from the very beginning. I mean, I'm in the middle of a challenge in my business right now, a transaction that I've been working on since last week. You know, it got to a point and I said to myself, you know what, I need to step away from this. You know, and just give God the reins.
Let him take over.
Just take control of this thing, because I've done everything I can possibly do as a human being, and I'm convinced that I've done my very best. And so I don't feel any guilt. You understand? I don't feel any guilt at all. So I've handed it over to God. You see, where we reach our limits, that's when God takes over. When you can no longer do anything. So you must have that strong conviction that there is a higher being that has your back.
That's right.
If you don't believe that, honestly, I don't know what else to say. You know, God has your back. He does have your back.
He
knows.
He will guide.
He will guide. Just ask him. And sometimes, even if you forget to ask him,
he does help you.
He still just does it.
Like I said, you know, I said earlier when
we're all helpless children before him anyway.
And I said earlier, it's true, because I would not normally talk to a friend that level. I mean, I could discuss my private life. When it comes to my business, I've never been someone who discusses it with friends. And I'm glad that, you know, like you said, but God planted this friend. We were going for a function, and I said, okay, let me come in your car with you. And whilst we were going, she took a call that was talking about her business, and when she dropped that call, she just said, oh, by the way, you know, I've done this, we've done this, we've done that. And that was just my opportunity to start talking about my business. And from that conversation, I asked her to come over to my office, to come and look. And the transaction was birthed. That actually sustained us for a year.
Wow.
So it wasn't just...
And the opportunity came.
And the opportunity came, you know,
from talking
so
about your
when
challenges.
You are afraid to talk to friends, God would create, because God actually positioned that woman. And that phone call, because as soon as she dropped, she said, oh, by the way, you know, are you aware that we've sold and done this and done that? And I thought, oh no, but guess what? I'm doing this and doing that. So that I hadn't planned, but that, you know,
So the enabling environment came, the right opportunity came.
And you just, you know, seizing the opportunity, because, you know, I could have heard that and thought, okay, I heard the gist. You know, but it was because I was longing to talk.
Recognizing, you're so right.
Recognizing.
So I think that's important. That's important. So, and don't be afraid to, because I stepped out of comfort zone. And yes, maybe nothing could have happened from me, but I'm glad I took the risk. You know, and so...
In fact, you didn't even think about it.
I didn't, because the opportunity was there. I mean,
and the
she just
spirit
said, I just thought, you know what?
Talk back.
You know, and you know, sometimes it may not be that easy, but that's what happened.
It's a situation fueled by religion. It could be traditional religion, where they tell you that you have to come and make sacrifice before something can work for you, and that there is some family member or the other that is after you. Yes. Now, this comes from a position or a place of fearfulness already. So you are afraid already, and someone now capitalizes on that fear and even frightens you further and tells you there's nobody to trust. You can't even trust your mother. I mean, I remember my cousins went to a seer with their mom, and they told them that their problem came from their father. Can you believe? I mean, poor man.
How people just, you know, make
this
families
tore the
scatter,
whole family
families.
apart. And guess what? In the same period, because you know, the Bible, God is not a liar. It says, honor your father and your mother and your days long. You know, in no time, that one of my cousins, that particular cousin that slapped her father, beat her father up.
Can you imagine?
And the mother, they just perished in an accident, mysteriously. Wow. It's
how sad.
You know,
but guess what? They will continue that story that the man killed them.
Yes, they will. I mean, well, whoever is alive can think about it. But I think it also made the other children. It checks them.
Step back.
Yes. Because honestly, it's difficult to, you know, it's difficult to go through life believing that things don't happen unless someone is behind it. But that's where our religion has led us. You know, there's a book I read that said the biggest problem that faces Africa is the proliferation of religion.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
And that's why we are where we are. Because people don't believe anymore that they can work hard, that there's a process. Religion tells us that you can become an overnight success, do some miraculous mumbo jumbo. You know, that if you pray, fast, speak in tongues, then things just turn around for you. You know, but that's what a lot of these fake teachers come to the table with, because that's what the people are looking for, a shortcut. They're
So
looking for a shortcut.
when those shortcuts are not happening for them,
it's
then they get
somebody's
depressed.
fault.
They get depressed.
Someone is blocking their blessings.
You know?
Somebody, there's a Queen of Sheba, or there's a Persia, King of Persia.
Yes.
Somebody. It's somebody else's fault.
As
And it's
translates
also
to
because
a physical human, and when the Bible says, this same Bible that people hold on to says, you don't wrestle against flesh and
blood.
Yes.
Yes.
It's principalities, and they
Powers.
exist. Yes. But you have authority over them.
Yes.
So, you know, why do we
No,
remove that?
we remove the authority part.
Because you
don't
have
want
authority.
responsibility.
You don't even need a man of God to speak to a situation.
Yes.
You can do it yourself.
Yes.
But because we've just, and I think it's just the lazy way out. We just would rather somebody pray for us. You know, like everything else, we don't want to do any
want
of
to
that.
contract
we're used to
it.
contracting
You
everything.
want to contract
so,
it.
Prayer
So let
contractors.
somebody pray. If there's nothing wrong in
You know
asking somebody
how-
to pray with
With
you,
you.
but you know, but somebody
Yes.
can be praying on
On
your
your
behalf
behalf.
for your own
Yes.
issues. He's also flesh
Yes,
and blood
yes.
like you,
He has
and has
issues.
his own issues.
Probably
And
bigger
you
than
can't
yours.
make yours the priority.
That's right.
That's
That's
why
right.
you're responsible for it. And I think we need to, you know, talk about ownership of our lives, ownership of, you know, God is guiding us there, but He's put us here as authority, people with
Yes.
authority. And the reason where we are is because we're not exercising that authority. And you know, if we spend time exercising authority over things and issues, we will move faster. We would embrace our challenges. You know, when you think about the people in olden days, or the people that formed Christianity, they didn't come here and it was all easy for them. But we want the easy Christianity.
Yeah, the easy Christianity is the one that blames everybody for your problems or yourself. The one that tells you somebody should fast on your behalf, someone should do the work for you, and you just get the benefit because
You
know,
pay the
it's-
person as long as you're giving
supremely-
an offering.
you're a supremely
As long
blessed
as you
child
give
of
an
God.
offering, everything is fine.
What I hear both of you saying is you can outsource every other thing, but you can't outsource your life.
No, you can't
No
outsource
outsourcing of
You
your
know,
life.
you have to
Because
take
you have to take responsibility.
I mean, God has given
Yes.
you responsibility,
Yes.
not just for your life, for even your environment.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And if you're not exercising it for your life, then that's why the environment is in the state that it's in. So we have authority, and I think that the bottom line of a lot of things is that we've been taught wrongly.
Yes.
And it's it's about what you really believe.
But let me tell you, I don't even think we've been taught wrongly, as much as we are too lazy to teach ourselves.
Ourselves and find the truth.
Yes, we're
truth.
too
We're
lazy
too
to
lazy.
Because
teach ourselves.
there's
Yes.
There are lots
enough
of people-
data out there
Oh, there's
telling
enough
the
material.
truth, but we'll pick.
We pick the ones that would, the easier ones. How many of us actually, if we call ourselves Christians, actually read the Word of God?
Yes.
For ourselves.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
We are
And
waiting
or
for
do
someone to
study.
do it and
Yes.
interpret
And
it for us.
interpret
Because you
it.
must read the Word of God to be guided.
To be
By
guided.
yourself, and cross-check what you're being
Consistent.
told on the
Yes.
pulpit.
Yes.
I mean, there's a book, or someone said that if you want to confuse an African, put the information
in the book, because
Yeah,
they won't
because
read.
we're not going to read
Yes.
it. We're not
Yes.
We don't. If you take a poll at the airport, people sitting down waiting for flights, we have 6
Everybody's on
hours.
computers.
Yes.
It's either they're
On
chatting
their phones.
on their phone.
Yes.
You see, even that phone that you have, you can use for so much.
For a resource to read or something.
For me, my phone is where my motivation comes in the
Yes.
morning.
Yes.
That's where my praise and worship is.
Please.
So there's so much, I
And you
try-
can watch the Now Show on
Yeah,
your phone
yes.
to motivate
That's
yourself.
where I watch
Yes. Yes. Yes.
honestly. So all the
They just go to YouTube and look for the
Yes,
Now Show. And,
absolutely.
So
So I put it in the shower and I'm getting myself ready for the day. It's so important to guard what you feed your mind.
Yes.
You
I
see,
think
your
that's the
mind
key.
is such a weak
Yes.
and a strong and powerful part of you that if you feed it the wrong thing,
You will start
you see,
believing.
like I say to people,
Yes.
I don't watch the news. I'm sorry. I don't know. My husband thinks something is wrong with me. I don't.
Chioma, you're not the only
You
one.
see, I guard what goes into my
I just
heart.
don't want to become afraid.
Because I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to be worrying about, earthquake here, depression here, people jumping off the bridge, all of that. I don't need to fill my mind with such negative things. I want things that are positive. I want things that would make an impact, because I know where I'm going. I know the kind of people I'm trying to reach.
Yes.
And I want to always come across very positive. I don't want to go back to bed and say, okay, you know what, you woke up on the wrong leg.
The wrong side of the bed. Wrong side. Where is the wrong side?
Oh, where's the wrong side?
So
where's
get
the right
back
side?
and wake up on the right side now. Yes, no?
And honestly, it's about what I always
goes
tell
on in
people:
your
you
mind?
don't sit down Monday to Friday watching African magic and do not
African
become fearful.
magic.
It's just not possible.
Watch
You will
the now
become
show.
afraid.
Become
Yes.
immobilized.
Yes.
You cannot move.
If somebody cuffs you, would say it's something that has happened to you. So I think that, it's really, that's why when I said what we're being taught, or maybe rather what we're looking at, because you have control. You can decide to change what you have.
The reality is that what you become, you are or become your mind.
Your mind, your thoughts.
Everything that happens to us starts from the mind.
Yes.
The decision to kill is nurtured in the mind.
That's right.
You think about it, you plan it,
Yes.
you process it before you execute it. The decision to become a better person, to live through the challenges, it comes in the mind.
That's it.
If you position your mind right, your body will align.
Yeah.
That's right.
You see, the mindset is the most critical thing to deal with in young people, in adults, in anybody, because as a man thinketh in his heart,
So
so is he.
Yeah.
If your thoughts are constantly that of giving up, if the only thing that fills your heart is that, look, I can't do this anymore. Oh, I'm so tired of it all. Everything is just coming at me. Too many things. I can't even, you don't leave any room for, you know what, this one too shall pass. Do you understand? You don't leave any room for overcoming that challenge.
Yes.
You completely overwhelm your mind
Yes.
with negative thoughts, and you think you can't get out of this situation.
Yes.
Guess what? You won't get out of it.
Yes.
If you like I say to people, if you say I can do it,
Then you will. Yes.
If you
will.
say I cannot do it, if you start out by saying I cannot do it, then you won't do it. Nothing will make you do it. The mind is what propels us to action. Is what helps us overcome challenges.
Yes.
So what are you feeding your mind?
Yes.
What kind of thoughts go into your head and stay there? Do you look at yourself and decide that no matter what, I'm a survivor? I am going to overcome this one.
That's right.
This one
That's
too.
right.
Shall
That's
pass.
right. Yes.
pass.
This
It will
one
pass.
too shall pass.
Because it's all a timing difference. This life is a timing difference.
Yeah.
You might be later than me.
Yes.
You might be faster than me.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It's all a timing difference. But it's important that you have the right mindset and know that, like you said, everybody goes through challenges.
Yes.
And it's
that's
common.
it.
And it's
That's
not because
very
somebody
common.
it's not
Move
because
on.
somebody's after you.
Yes.
It's not, you know what?
So
and
common.
yes, somebody could be after you, but that's not it. They're after everyone else
Yes.
too.
You know the
It's
point.
not
You don't focus on it.
uncommon.
Yes.
It's not, and it's not personal to you.
It's not personal to you. I mean,
not.
just for being you, some people just
Yes.
don't like you.
Yes.
And yes, they could even say curse, but you know what? It can't overcome you. That's why you take responsibility for you.
For you.
You know,
For
and,
you.
and I think that's also why the Bible says we should renew our mind, because that's where it really starts
Yes.
from. And I
Yes.
think with, older people, let's say the right things to the children again,
Yeah.
because it's what you're feeding the younger ones,
Yes,
or the,
yes.
your mentors.
Yes.
It's what we're feeding them, because I think that's where the biggest battle
Yes.
is. It's really in
It's in
this
the mind.
mind.
And I think we also need to deliberately make ourselves mentors for other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the truth really is that whatever environment you find yourself, you certainly have people who have challenges.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
And you
interesting.
need
Somebody
someone.
was and people need somebody
You
to
need
talk
someone
to.
to talk to.
Somebody
right?
was still. I had this conversation with somebody, last night, and they were still saying, "How do you do it?" I said, "Do what?" Said, you are just always so happy. I said, oh, like you don't have problems.
No, I do.
I wish you knew. I do have problems. In fact, right now, you don't even want to know the problems I'm dealing with. But the truth is that for me, the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Absolutely.
So I'm always happy, knowing very well that God always has my back. That no matter what it is, it's only temporary.
It will be solved.
So
if you believe that He knows about what you're going through,
yes,
and that He has the capacity to see
yes,
you through,
yes,
why worry?
Yes, why worry?
You know, really, when you worry, what does it change?
Worry does nothing.
It does nothing.
It does nothing.
In fact, what it is that you spend maybe half your life not doing all the other things you could have done because of one or two challenges.
Yes.
You know, like maybe people who are waiting for the fruits of the womb, if you just sat, and it's going to take 10 years before it happens, and the 10 years you don't do anything, you don't, you know, so you just, and then you get that child, you've lost 10 years.
Absolutely.
And you wouldn't even have something to, you know, the process to talk to people what you learned in the process, things that you did better.
Yes.
I mean, you find out people that have gotten maybe their breakthrough from just using that challenge, maybe writing a book from that challenge,
so talking
and it's
helps.
made them who.
Yes.
So sometimes those challenges will actually place to steer your destiny.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
yes.
without because maybe it's the challenge that will make you thinking, well, since I have this problem, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that. And you know, millions of dollars have been born from just having a challenge.
Yes.
I mean, if there was no darkness, there wouldn't be a light bulb.
There is something in challenges. There's good in it. So I mean, don't just think. So life will happen. Life does happen. But the truth is, don't remain down, like we always say. You always have to pick up and know that life happens. It's not just to you. It's to everybody.
It's to everyone.
Everyone does have issues. Rise above it. With God on your side, you will overcome. The important thing is be overcomers, be winners.
Yes,
right,
that's right. Too.
So please, I think we need to. Your closing. I mean, we need a final word from you. So
and I think for me, it's just embrace life with everything it comes with, the good, the bad, and know that the bad will always work out for your good. And probably if you don't get anything from your challenge, is that you will be a stronger person, and that in itself is a big gift. Being stronger, being willing to face even more adversities that are likely to come your way. So come on, embrace life.
Embrace life. Thank you, Lola. Chioma, your final word?
Yeah, so I think it's so important that we had this talk. And
yes.
I think one thing I leave with you is guard your heart, guard your mind. Remember that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If the thoughts you have are positive, if you believe that this challenge is just a temporary thing, it's a process, it will turn out that way for you. Don't give up. Keep believing and keep working at overcoming that challenge.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've had an enriching time talking to both of you, and you know that I will keep coming back, you know, for this girl chats, you know. So until we come your way again on the Now Show, me and my sisters were signing out and saying, keep winning.